Do you remember when the NASA, the Challenger, exploded back in the 80s, and how long, engineers and experts and specialists, they researched and they did a complete assessment, brainstorm, and have investigated to see what actually went wrong. It's kind of like that with the black community. Where are we going wrong? We're going wrong by running into the very same people that doubt that we have enough intelligence to know the difference between abduction and missing. You don't know. Not only that, we sit back and just gossip about the fund scammers. We all know them very well. I don't want to even call their names, but they're well known in the entertainment industry and what have you. That is why most of them work solo, or they have their children's names on ownership papers so they could pilfer funding money and live a comfortable lifestyle. They don't care about the growth of their community. So, what are some of the barriers that prevent our youth from thriving and going further? I'll tell you. You see, the same police that came out to that town hall meeting last night, they're part of the problem. They patrol these youths and they want to slap them with charges so very fast so that they have a criminal record. As soon as they punch their name in CPEC, if they could find them, boom, the red bells go off. So, what do we do? What do we do? We need to sit down and handpick individuals in the community that are not afraid to speak out and are not going to remain silent while their masters downgrade the intelligence of their community. You don't know. We need to sit down and have our own. Why couldn't we, as a black community, host a town hall meeting to come up with strategies? Okay, so for the black youth that do have a criminal record, it is a barrier to them gaining employment and what have you. How many black people own construction sites and what have you? It may not be many, but they own something. And there's nothing wrong with starting your own little business. If you can paint, if you could fix a toilet, go out there and get your business license and own and operate your own and open the door for other blacks coming in. That's a great idea. Those of you who have community services skills or the credentials where you'll more than likely be given funding, why not forget about driving a nice car and living in an expensive area and really start a program? Be a program that will go out there and advocate for kids who have youth, who have criminal records. Because if they can't get hired at McDonald's, Burger King, Wendy's, or Tim Hortons, what are they going to result to? Doing something to make money and make it real fast, and the police will be waiting there to slap on them handcuffs. So if we already know the barriers, why not get busy trying? Why can't we do that? Did we need those police there at that town hall meeting last night? No, we didn't. What good came about their presence? In my opinion, none. Absolutely none. They recorded that meeting. I'm looking all over YouTube, all over the place, and I'm just wondering why they didn't share it out right away. They said to email them and ask them for a copy. But you know what I think they're busy doing? Editing the parts that put them on blast to show just how much they minimize our community. So, what was the point of having them there? None. Since they won't broadcast what's happening with our missing black kids, with all the unsolved murder cases of black people, even down to 4-year-old Nivea, then who cares? Let them have their media. Create your own. Run your own paper. Do these videos. Who cares? Whatever it takes, just keep it going. Keep it relevant. Let CBC, CTV, City TV, Global News, they're never going to unfold the truth and say just how much our people are disregarded. At the beginning of the meeting, they did land acknowledgement in based on the indigenous people. But do they ever acknowledge how many black people have come to this continent and lost their lives, forced here from the shores of Africa? And why is it that we can't share on the news? The news will never cover how many Jamaican farmers have come to Canada and lived in deplorable conditions, barely getting paid, overworked, no better than how the Negroes were overworked in Mississippi and down south during slavery days. Do you know how many Jamaicans come up here thinking they're going to make money and be able to take care of their family? You never see their debts or their loss of mobility. It's never covered on the news. Why don't we let it out there and let your fellow brothers and brothers not come here thinking that working on the farm will help? It doesn't help. And I know this very firsthand. So the media is selective, and definitely they omit what's important for our black community. Then do your own. Do your own. I'm hoping in the near future that those who are not afraid to stand up for what's right and not to be a good pet for their masters, that they will stand up and create a town hall meeting and sit down for ourselves, brainstorm, and come up with strategies how to fight this system. Because what we've been doing so far ain't gonna work. Partnering with the police doesn't work. I'm sorry. All those black officials, like the Honorable Jean Augustine R. Mitchell and others, you were just used as shields because they're aware by all of what's happening on social media with petition and more awareness created. They know very well our community has come to a point where we no longer want to stay silent. So they use the black faces to push forth their feeble, lame excuses as to why Nathaniel, Michael, Brianna, Malia, Malachi, DeAndre, Kamani, just to name a few, have not come across the news screen to say what's happening in our community. They still to this day talk about Holly Jones. They still cover Nathan and they still cover Carl Jankowski. These are all white individuals. So, of course, they're not missing because they come from a broken home or because they're bangers or doing narcotica. So, of course, they deserve to be in the media. The public needs to know they're missing, but they don't need to know about the missing black teens. Think about it.